The summary of Crossing the Chasm, brought to you by Click-Through College. Crossing the Chasm, by Geoffrey A. is a seminal work in the field of high-tech marketing. It fundamentally changes the understanding of how to market and sell high-tech products to mainstream customers. Moore introduces the concept of a chasm, a gap in the technology adoption life cycle that presents a formidable challenge to high-tech companies. This gap exists between the early adopters, who are technology enthusiasts and visionaries, and the early majority, who are pragmatists. The book offers insights into the nature of this gap and provides strategies to successfully cross it. Chapter 1: High-Tech Marketing Illusion. Moore begins with an overview of common pitfalls in high-tech marketing. The main issue lies in traditional marketing methods that follow a linear model of technology adoption, which assumes a smooth transition from early adopters to mainstream customers. However, Moore contends that this isn't accurate, particularly for high-tech products. Instead, he introduces the idea of a chasm, a significant gap between early adopters and the early majority. This difference in customer profile is due to varying risk tolerance, technological literacy, and buying motivations. Chapter 2: High-Tech Marketing Enlightenment. Moore explores how to navigate the chasm and reach the early majority. He suggests creating a beachhead in a specific niche market, and achieving market leadership in that segment. This focused strategy requires directing company resources towards the chosen niche, even if it means missing out on other opportunities temporarily. By becoming the market leader in a particular niche, companies can demonstrate the product's value, winning the trust of risk-averse pragmatists, and thus, successfully cross the chasm. Chapter 3: The D-Day Analogy. Moore uses the D-Day invasion as an analogy for crossing the chasm, emphasizing the need to concentrate resources on a specific target, a beachhead, to facilitate a broader invasion. Similar to a military strategy, companies need to choose a single market segment, dedicate resources to it, and dominate that segment, even at the expense of other seemingly attractive opportunities. The established beachhead serves as a platform for expansion, providing necessary references and credibility to convince pragmatist customers. Chapter 4: The Early Market. Moore elaborates on the initial stages of technology adoption, where companies attract innovators and early adopters. Innovators are technology enthusiasts who appreciate the intrinsic value of technology and can tolerate product flaws. Early adopters, or visionaries, perceive the technology's potential and are willing to take risks to exploit that potential. However, their motivations differ substantially from the mainstream market. Understanding these differences is crucial to avoid misdirection when formulating strategies for the mainstream market. Chapter 5: The Chasm. The chasm, as Moore describes, is a unique challenge where many high-tech companies falter. It occurs when businesses unsuccessfully attempt to transition from marketing to early adopters to the early majority. Pragmatists are less willing to accept risks, require a stronger framework of product understanding, and prefer solutions that seamlessly integrate with their existing systems. Understanding these nuances is crucial for high-tech companies to successfully cross the chasm and reach a broader market. Chapter 6: The Bowling Alley. Once a company crosses the chasm, it enters the bowling alley phase, where it should pursue a niche-oriented market strategy. The bowling alley metaphor signifies a domino effect where capturing one niche market leads to the next. The winning strategy involves providing comprehensive solutions tailored to each niche market's specific pain points, leveraging success and credibility from one segment to penetrate another. Chapter 7: The Tornado. In Chapter 7, Moore introduces the metaphor of the tornado to represent a phase of hypergrowth that comes about when a product begins to be mass adopted by mainstream consumers. This stage often arrives abruptly and demands immediate attention. It is characterized by a rush of demand that can overwhelm the unprepared. During this phase, companies need to shift gears from a niche focus to broad market coverage. The primary objective in the tornado phase is to maximize market share. Companies should work to leverage the momentum and secure as much of the expanding market as possible. This is not the time for nuanced marketing or focusing on niche needs. Instead, it's a high-speed race to get the product into as many hands as possible. Simultaneously, companies must also improve their operational capabilities to cater to this surge in demand. This means scaling up manufacturing, refining delivery mechanisms, enhancing customer service, and generally ensuring that the supply can meet the demand. During the tornado, companies need to be agile, resilient, and prepared for a rough but rewarding ride. Chapter 8: Main Street. After the chaotic rush of the tornado phase, the market eventually stabilizes into a more predictable and manageable state. Moore refers to this as the Main Street phase. In this phase, the market has matured, the technology is well established, and the customer base has expanded. The product is now well integrated into the market, and most major market needs have been identified and addressed. During Main Street, companies need to pivot their strategies once again. This phase is not about aggressive selling or rapid expansion, but rather about careful brand management, customer relationship development, and incremental innovation. Companies should work to maximize profitability, improve efficiencies, and fine-tune their product offerings to meet the specific needs of different customer segments. Moreover, this is a phase of refinement and consolidation, as competition intensifies and product differentiation becomes key. Organizations need to stay alert to shifting market trends, maintain their customer relationships, and consistently provide value to keep their market position. Chapter 9: Marketing's Changing Context. Moore dedicates Chapter 9 to discussing the changes in the marketing environment as companies transition from the early market to the mainstream market. He emphasizes the need for flexible, adaptive strategies that can evolve with the market context. It's crucial for businesses to understand that the early market, characterized by technology enthusiasts and visionaries, is vastly different from the mainstream market, primarily populated by pragmatists. While early adopters may be drawn in by novel technology and potential, the mainstream market seeks proven solutions that offer reliability, productivity, and value for money. As such, companies need to evolve their marketing strategies as their customer base changes. They need to move from communicating possibilities and potentials to delivering proven use cases and reliable solutions. This chapter underscores the fact that marketing in high-tech markets is not static. The approach and messaging that worked with early adopters may not resonate with the early majority or late majority. Thus, as the market context changes, the marketing strategies need to be recalibrated, ensuring they remain effective and relevant. Chapter 10: Assembling the Chasm Crossing Team. Crossing the chasm isn't merely about understanding market dynamics. It also involves assembling the right team. This team should balance visionary product champions, who drive product innovation, and market-oriented pragmatists, who understand the demands of the mainstream market. Moore emphasizes the significance of this balanced team dynamic for a successful transition from a niche to a mainstream market. Chapter 11: Distribution, the Forgotten Element. Moore spotlights the critical role of distribution in crossing the chasm. Mainstream customers, being pragmatists, are less inclined to make significant efforts to purchase a product. Therefore, securing accessible and reliable distribution channels is crucial. Companies must establish robust relationships with distribution partners who can help facilitate easier access to the mainstream market. Chapter 12: Pricing, the Battle for the Margin. Pricing strategy plays a vital role in crossing the chasm and capturing the mainstream market. While early adopters, or visionaries, may be less price-sensitive, pragmatists are more mindful of costs. Consequently, a product's price must communicate its value to the customer. Moore also delves into the tension between maintaining a product's perceived value and securing a larger market share, illustrating the strategic complexities involved in pricing decisions. Chapter 13: Inertia, the Ultimate Enemy. Market inertia, Moore suggests, is a major hurdle when crossing the chasm. Mainstream customers are typically resistant to change, and overcoming this inertia is a significant part of successfully crossing the chasm. Companies must provide compelling reasons for customers to switch to their product, and perhaps more importantly, minimize the perceived risks associated with making the switch. Chapter 14: The Whole Product, Thinking Through the Target Customer's Eyes. In the final chapter, Moore introduces the idea of the whole product. This concept encompasses not just the core product itself, but also auxiliary services and elements that enhance its value and utility. The aim is to view the product from the customer's perspective, considering all the components they require to achieve the desired outcome from using the product. In Crossing the Chasm, Moore provides a robust guide for marketing high-tech products to mainstream customers. The book deconstructs the process of bringing a high-tech product to market, identifying distinct stages and proposing strategies for each phase. It also introduces the idea of a chasm between early adopters and the early majority, and underscores the importance of understanding and overcoming this chasm for high-tech products to succeed in the mainstream market. The summary of Crossing the Chasm